God's will is a choice. God's will is a choice. What does that mean? Because God said doesn't mean it will work. So don't doubt what you heard. You heard right, but you have coconut head. Are you here? God told me she's the one. You are right. But you didn't do right, so it didn't work. And you know, a lot of people have a misunderstanding of predestination. And I've tried to explain what that thing means. Predestination is not determinism. Predestination is an appointment that can be a disappointment. When the Bible says he has predestined us, the Bible talks about the Jews being predestined unto salvation. The predestination there is that the Jews were appointed to salvation because they were going to be the first to hear the message of the gospel. Why? Because God came as a man and was a Jew. So God designed that they will hear the gospel first, so they were predestined unto salvation. But the fact that all Jews are not saved shows that predestination is not determinism. God knows what will happen, but doesn't make what happened. I know that Man U won. Now you hear what I'm saying? I know, like I know my name. You get what I'm saying? We are playing good football right now. For life. Yeah. And I know, like I know my name, that Arsenal will not win the cup. I know. You will see what I'm saying. I don't even need to be a prophet. So if I watch Man U match yesterday and it ended 3-2, remember that God has capacity, because he's eternal, to be in yesterday today and be in tomorrow today. He is everywhere. His time is before him, is out of time. So God knows if a match is going to happen today and the score is 3-2, God knows that it will end 3-2, but God didn't make them play 3-2. He knows what will happen, but the people that are making that thing happen are agents of free will. If not, if God would determine what will happen, he shouldn't be judging us, because he scripted us to be that way. Do you get what I'm saying? If God should judge you for what he made you, why is he judging you? He is unjust. Because your premise for judgment will be, well, I turned out like this because in your script, you said I would be like this. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Everybody has a choice. So if God says stand, and the will of God is that you are standing, as a man, you have the right to say no. So what happened to God's will? It didn't happen. So God's will is not compulsory. It's only a wise choice. The fact that you can obey and disobey shows that God's will is not compulsory. Let me show you another text. The Bible says the will of God is that all men be saved and come to the knowledge of truth. Are all men saved? But it's clear. Another will of God is that in all things give thanks. You know. Finish. Does that So God's will is a choice. God can say Paul and Barnabas will walk, and Paul and Barnabas will not make it work. They can, your marriage, your relationship can be prophesied from the third heavens. If two of you don't come together and want it to work, and you are working with that prophetic word as a stronghold for that marriage, you will scatter that thing. And don't miss this. God can tell you who to marry. It is what it is. That's okay. But God didn't tell Abraham to marry Sarah. He saw somebody in his family that he liked. Daddy, I want this girl. Okay. And when God picked Abraham, who have you married? Sarah. I'll walk with her. Once you marry that person, it's God's will. You now have to make that thing work. I want to say something, but I know they will cut what I'm saying. So I have to hold it. When they are dragging me, you will not be there. So God's will is a choice. God can say, but you have to agree. Does that make any sense?